I grew up in what is now known as Franklinton, but when I was a kid, it was the Bottoms. My twin brother and I and our best friend would just leave in the mornings, and sometimes we'd end up on the railroad track. I started probably in about 1989 putting birds in a lot of things. I think maybe because I just hungered for some sort of nature. We lived on Bowery in New York. We had a fire escape that was probably 15 by 5 feet. I had tomato plants, I had basil, I had oregano, and I had morning glories, and it would attract birds. And it reminded me of how much I missed nature growing up in the Bottoms, hanging out on the railroad tracks. It was all about nature. So the birds just sort of found their place in, I guess, my subconscious. My mother-in-law lives in Bryan, Ohio. And she used to have, for the longest time, about 20 years in Bryan, Ohio, she had this thing where she would get together with a bunch of older women, and her business was called Nancy's Afternoon Tea. And they would just get together and they would play mahjong, and she would make little sandwiches, and they would sit around and talk about Victorian stuff and share little bits of lace that they found in thrift shops or antique stores. Well, the inspiration did come from lace. I knew I wanted them to be landscapes, so lace sort of made sense to me because the lace really does sort of invite man's sort of intrusion into nature. The idea of a chalkboard, writing on a chalkboard, is just something that I think everyone can sort of relate to. And then the idea of that sort of basic rock on rock, because that's what we're doing when we're drawing with chalk on a chalkboard. So go to the opposite end of that, and it's definitely spray paint. It's chemicals, it's a lot of technology, and then I had to find something in the center, in the middle, so I just thought it would be the drips and the spatters, which are sort of accidental. So, in other words, the landscape is built through intentionality, which is the lace, and then a little bit of planning, the way I place the birds. I sort of analyze where I want them according to design. And then the drips and spatters just sort of imply accident. So you get those three sort of psychological levels, which is why I call them a landscape. Once the lace is drawn, I definitely have to take the thing outside and just layer it with spray fix. So that's done. I can't go back to that. And when I come back in, and this is what I've always told my students too, I say, walk in with your back against the painting, walk 10, 15 feet away, spin around quickly, and the first thought you have, go with it. So that might be putting a bird someplace, that might be starting with the spatter. The spatter is sort of important to put down, especially the two big white drips, because I don't want it to ever drip over one of the birds. One reason is because the spatter is gesso, and that's water-based, and the spray paint is oil-based, so eventually it would just peel off. The other reason is I don't want the two to ever overlap, because then it kills the idea of three vertical planes. And let me open this, get this out of the way. Nature has a pattern. There is a pattern, there is a rhythm, but the thing of it is sometimes those patterns sort of overlap, and then it creates something that looks like chaos, but it might just be the intersection of two patterns. I do like the idea, and I do it in my portraits and I do it in the still lifes as well, the idea of, and it's almost like I'm giving away a secret recipe when I say this, but I will say it, the idea of the paradox between intentionality and accident. It just works. I have this idea that Art should be just a little bit over people's head, but not so much over their head that they just look at it and they're confounded. But if you're going to invent a language, which is what we're doing, when I finish one of these paintings, the thing that always pleases me is I brought something new into the world, something that never existed before. So when you're doing this, you're sort of creating a language, and if you create a language that only you understand, because it's so elevated, it's like so ethereal, what's the point? When somebody's standing in front of that painting, I just want them to accept the fact that it's going to come at them like all at once. And then don't try to figure anything out. It's there. It's like listening to music or smelling food coming out of a kitchen. I mean, you don't really think that much about it. Most people overthink painting. I just want people to react to them.